we're going into the biggest event in big wave surfing history right now. So yeah, there's anxiety, there's nerves.
Round one, heat one of the Piahi Challenge is about to kick off. It's not just the most anticipated event of the year, it might be the most anticipated event of all time.
Kids in maybe California or wherever it is, they're going to stadiums, watching baseball games. We were brought down to the cliff of Jaws to watch the pioneers of Jaws, and that's what we seen, and that's what we wanted to be. We're this big running around saying, hey Dad, hey Mom, I want to surf that mountain one day. And next thing you know, we're like knocking on the doorstep, like we're going out there.
Biggest waves I've ever personally seen. The warm-up session was incredible, so I can't wait to see what unfolds in this first clash.
These guys are going to be potentially putting themselves in a position and riding waves that to this point in history have never been ridden. Is this the biggest day perhaps in paddle surfing history? Absolutely.
Put the best big wave venue with the best big wave surfers, you're gonna get a good show.
Every single one of these guys are absolutely crazy.
As we can see, the first wave ridden, Billy Kemper, local boy. It's going top to bottom and lands on Kemper's back as he goes down.
Oh, look at that drop there from Billy Kemper. Size of wave, commitment, and degree of difficulty. That's what the judges are going to be looking at.
Billy Kemper locks in a 5.83 as we look out the back and see next wave for Dave Wassel. Going down as well as he tries to get an early start to this heat.
And that wave there just showed how difficult this wave is. I mean, it's crazy what these guys are doing.
We see a paddle attempt. Carlos Boulay will watch as Billy Kemper locks in a beautiful takeoff. Great transition and a completed ride for Billy Kemper.
These guys count their best two waves. So Billy Kemper, a 7.17 on that occasion, way out in front right now.
That high score, double. They want to promote the best wave getting through heats. The low score is just like it would be, so it doesn't get doubled. They count those top two. Top three of the heat will advance into the semifinals later on today. So let's see if we have a taker on this set. Gliding in, and off the top is Carlos Burley. A dangerous exit. His board does go over the falls.
The Water Patrol searching for him right now. But there he is. There's the turbulence on that. I mean, that was guts right there from Carlos Burley.
The guys came and got him after the second wave hit him. A massive second wave rolled him. He was so close to the impact zone, they didn't have time to grab him. When they did have time to get him, he was on the back of the ski, holding on, and the guy had to punch it out of there, and I think he slipped off the back with his hands, and the next wave just mowed him down.
Oh, there you can see him going over the falls. Are you kidding me? And then that board follows you over the falls. That's a 10'6" board. That's a weapon right there.
These guys are on a different level from any other surfer in the world. Next wave, local boy and our heat leader, Billy Kemper, knifing the takeoff. And now ends up flying free. Kemper is on a roll. Billy Kemper, his last wave is 6.73. Gabriel Villaran.
Look at that for commitment. This kid cut his teeth at Pico Alto in Peru. Drives off the bottom, comes around the corner, sets the rail, and pulls in deep. Almost came out of that right there.
Oh my goodness, that was the most amazing thing I've seen. I've seen barrel rides, but foam ball rides on big waves, on big boards is next level. He was just inches away from coming out and getting a massive score.
And got a 4.17 for this run.
Yeah, one of my favorite big wave riders, Gabriel Villaran. Here we go. Carlos Burley. He's back out there. He's an animal. Look at that. Just taking one of the heaviest wipeouts we've seen all day.
He caught his breath, did have a backup board, and got out there and got one of the best waves of this matchup.
I don't know how he made that right there. He was gone. Look at those fins coming out. Now it catches.
Gabriel Villaran, ranked number 2 in the world. A huge takeoff. High line, layback off the top, and he pulls it. Villaron's best now in, representing Peru. A 7.0 has him in second. Burley, representing Brazil, a 7.60 has him in third. Heat leader, still local boy, Billy Kemper. And it looks like Carlos in position again. Tail drops. He's trying to recover. He'll skip down the face on his back.
Just sitting up here, I get nervous for the guys. You know, you see someone go down, you hold your breath. You know, we've seen a lot of crazy wipeouts already this morning. That board is glassed with 6 ounce. That thing weighs a ton, and it was snapped like a toothpick. But these guys are legends. These guys are men that ride mountains.
Now setting this one up, a big free fall drop. Billy Kemper goes down.
That was the heaviest wipeout I think I've seen out here. The set of the day right there. It came in, and he just committed full throttle, got about halfway down the face, and the thing just dropped down on him, and he tried to reconnect.
With Billy Kemper out in front, I was blown away by his positioning in that lineup. He wasn't afraid to put himself inside some monster waves, and he really took some heavy beatings.
To have a paddle event in my backyard, to me, the most premier, outstanding big wave in the world means everything to me, and I'm out here just having fun, trying to catch the biggest waves of my life and push the limit of progressive big wave surfing.
And he really put himself in harm's way, and I think that's the reason he got the big scores. Gabriel Villaron of Peru finished in second, and Carlos Burley, after a hideous wipeout, he came back for that third-place finish to move on to the semi-finals. Coming up next,
we've got Aaron Goldie going for the throat.
Round 1, heat 2. Everyone's been watching. It's absolutely going nuts. To me, this is going to be one of the heats of the round.
Well, we have a bomb wave here for former big wave champ Greg Long. He is locked in.
So round 1, heat 2. Everyone's been watching. It's absolutely going nuts. To me, this is going to be one of the heats of the round. We've got the current world champion in Mikkel Rothman out there. We've also got Greg Long. He's probably one of the most calculated, precise big wave surfers on the planet. And then you've got Sean Walsh. He spent a lot of time out there, so you could say he would be one of the local favourites.
Heat number 2, and the drama here is unprecedented for surfing. This is the most historic event in surfing, I'd say, hands down.
And we have our seat belts on. We're just trying to hold on for dear life here. And there's a record being broken. It seems like every wave that's ridden, it's that heavy.
Every single year, at the end of the season, I always look back and say, how in the world is it going to get any bigger or better? Every single year, I'm left asking myself the same question of, how did these people, do that? Ride that big of a wave. Big waves, it's not often that you can come by them. So when they happen, you got to be there, and there's going to be people there ready to challenge the biggest storms I think that we'll have seen in quite a number of years, and with that means the biggest waves ridden probably.
The safety team, they are on high alert right now. We've got Aaron Goldie going for the throat, and Goldie gets a good long run. These are the heaviest 1.5s you'll ever see in the history of surfing.
There's underground heroes here. Guys like Aaron Gold, who's from Haleiwa. He shapes his own surfboards, and he is just an absolute lunatic. He will charge.
I asked Goldie, who's your sponsor? He says, my wife.
This is Sean Walsh. Local knowledge is key here for Walshy. Very comfortable here. Nice ride there, kind of a medium-sized West bowler, and that's very smart. You got to catch a couple of waves, so I like the fact that he's, calm in nerves.
The criteria and what the judges are looking for. They're looking for commitment, degree of difficulty, intensity, the size of the wave, control, and maneuvers. The goal is to tick off all of those.
A perfect wave is a 10-point ride. If it's your highest, you will double it. And excellent scoring waves, they're getting scores for waves they're not making, but the commitment, the drop, and pulling into the barrel can net you a victory and move you into the semifinals.
If you can get yourself a set wave today and make the drop, you're going to get a keeper of a score. So not only is it tough to navigate the wind, the drop, but then you have to bottom turn and pull into the barrel. It is a wild ride.
Walsh going to try to get over this. He's close. He bails off his board. Makes it. I'll tell you, that paddling situation right there, you don't want any part of it, and your heart is in your mouth. There's Sean Walsh again, boy. Back on the horse he goes.
I mean, he literally was just grabbing his board seconds earlier, and he managed to get right under the second wave.
Really taking command, but deep in the lineup is the 24-year-old from Paia.
Right when he was straightening out, he pulled his vest. So let's see if it's inflated. And in fact, it looks like it is.
There's so much intensity going on this morning that I almost feel like I need to sit back, take a breath, and calm down myself because the level of action that we're operating at right now is just completely off the scale. What these guys are doing is life and death. And each one of these guys that's paddled out here today has decided in their mind they're willing to pay the ultimate price. If these guys have a bad day, it's not like if you're an NBA player or a football, you have a bad day, maybe the press hammers you, you feel bad, but you're going home. These guys have a bad day, there's no certainty they're going home.
Well, we have a bomb wave here for former big wave champ Greg Long. He is locked into one of the biggest waves of the day.
Oh my God.
Greg Long going for the throat. This is how you get a 9.
Wow. Awesome technique to get that entry. You know, he made that look easier than it really was. And you know, at the barrel was just a salute.
It was absolutely amazing. It stood up just gigantic, came in from the top. That thing was so deep, he just committed unbelievable. Just incredible moment right now. I'm just so high watching that. I can't even imagine how pumped up Greg Long is, and congratulations on one of the waves of the event so far.
Greg Long going to take a break right here and drink some water.
I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of takes a chill pill for the rest of the heat. And why risk your board? Why risk your body? You have another heat today, so it'd be interesting to see if he goes out again.
I figured that was a decent-sized score, and you know, 2 heavy wipeouts, you really only get a couple of those. So just conserving the energy, really, you know, I figured I would advance, and even if I didn't, you know, I'm happy I could call it a day right now with that wave. Unfortunately, it didn't stay open, but biggest barrel of my life, I'm sure of that.
Yeah, I mean, we're watching history be made right here. I have chicken skin. It really is just an honor to be here and watch these guys do this stuff. I mean, this is straight heroics.
We see a monster set coming through. Well, airdrop, and he explodes, and I believe that was Aaron Gold. And Aaron Gold gives it a good shot on his 10-2. But what we see, that is tombstoning there. He pulls the leash, he makes it to the top.
You know, it's very, very common for these guys to get held under for more than one wave.
You're using all your energy, breathing really hard, trying to get into the wave. Then you probably hold your breath taking off, and then you get it all knocked out by the white water. Then you're held under for maybe 10 to 15, 20 seconds. We have seen 1 and 2 wave hold downs here, and they're really brutal. Walsh drops in and it straightens out. Will this avalanche take him down?
Sick drop. That was mental.
That last wave, absolutely amazing drop. Inverted, upside down, Sean Walsh to the wall. I mean, are you kidding me? You look at the wind on the face and the way this thing comes through, and he just commits all the way down to the bottom.
Now this one's all about the drop. Obviously, he didn't get a chance to pull into the barrel, but that was crazy. That was one of the rides so far today.
Each big wave event has a different coefficient as far as rankings are concerned. The minimum's 25 to 35. Then the silver level is 35 to 45. And then you have 45-foot plus, which gets the most amount of points towards the world title. Potts, I'm thinking this has to be gold. What's your opinion?
Oh, it's a no-brainer. It's definitely gold.
Again, top 3 moves on.
And Greg Long, Sean Walsh, and Trevor Carlson makes it in. The 2014-15 world champion, Makua Kai Rothman, eliminated.
Round 1, heat 2 is done. What an amazing heat it was. Obviously, Greg Long, the standout, no surprise there. Sean Walsh, though, I'll tell you what, that local knowledge came into play, got some absolute bombs. You've got to really give Greg Long that heat win because of the fact that, you know, so far through this event, that's definitely been the standout wave. The guts for glory was amazing.
Heat 3 coming up, staring down the barrel.
Big airdrop, pulls into the barrel. It's massive.
It's crazy what these guys are doing. Water Patrol searching for him right now.
No matter how good the water safety is, there's good odds that they won't be able to get you. You can't underestimate that fact. Because the thing about Pe'ahi is, even if it's west on the right as well, it bends and it'll lock in. There's a point of no return where it's just you and cliff. And if the jet ski doesn't get you in time, he's got to run and get out, and that means you're going to take about 2 more waves on the head unless there's a second jet ski coming in for you. There's good chances that By the time 2 guys miss you, that's about 4 waves on the head. You could be on the rocks, especially on the left. Like, you got great odds of being on the rocks, and that's a bad situation.
Welcome back to the opening round of competition. We're into heat number 3. Nick Lamb, Tor Yuli, Soledad, Albie Lair, Tyler Laurent, Mark Healy, and Grant Twiggy Baker. A huge heat, and we're already getting things underway. Goofy foot approach out the back from Mark Healy. Straightens out right here on this massive shoulder, and he'll get on the board.
I think the guy that everyone here at the Piahi Challenge is excited to see is Albie Lair. He's a kid who grew up in the area. I think he's going to give those experienced guys a real run for it.
This is Albie. Let's have a look at this free fall drop right here from him. You can tell the guys that are confident. You can tell the guys that know which ways to catch, how to get them. They make that drop look so easy.
Now gliding in, Yuri Soledad falls out of the sky.
You've got to be able to take 2 waves on the head. I saw him come up, get a little breath. You saw his board right there. By the time you pop up, there's not enough time for the jet ski to come in and get you. Now you can see multiple skis picking him up. There he is. Looks okay.
Paddle in, beautiful takeoff, and now setting this one up down the line. Albie Lair on the 8-8.
Smaller board, can see him sort of a little bit more maneuverable and just riding that inside bowl.
He grew up literally just on the cliff here, watching Laird and I, watching the whole strap crew, and what we did riding this wave. He is definitely one of the major players out here.
Yuri Soledad, the left-hander, being ridden by one of the guys who started heading that direction back in the day, getting tracked by the chopper, and he'll be looking for an exit. A beautiful ride. Taking off nice and deep. Tyler Laurent, local boy, it slides out on the bottom turn. He's dealt with a couple of funky little wipeouts.
And you know what? He's back out there and he'll go again.
Albie Lair, the local boy.
He's finding those ones that are letting him in nice and easy. Like, there was nothing crazy about that one, waving at the chopper saying, yep, I'm having fun. I'm leading the heat. So far, so good for Albie Lair.
As we hear the horn sound, that makes it official for round 1, heat number 3. Lair takes the win. Nick Lamb dealt with a wipeout, but his start was crucial, getting that opening ride. Mark Healy fighting back. He was in 4th before his last wave.
Albie Lair was really strong in tricky conditions. It kind of slowed up a little bit during heat 3, but he just managed to find a couple of really good jams.
I couldn't have picked a better place to drop in the whole world. It's a 10-minute drive at the most to the cliffside of Jaws from here, and this is where I lived my entire life. Just over that hedge there was Laird Hamilton and like Dave Palmer, that whole crew, their headquarters right there. So I was like so lucky to like grow up right across from that. I kind of always felt like eventually I'd be out there, but it happened a lot faster. I thought it'd be something I'd do a couple times, not something that would like consume my entire life, but I'm glad it did. It's at the like center of my surfing world, miles above everything else. That is my #1 focus by a long shot. I think a lot of people let it scare them more than it needs to, and it's kind of, you just gotta trust yourself. When I go out there, I just remind myself how long I've spent in the water and how many times I've done this. You gotta kind of replay that in your head, like, I'm ready for this. Crazy to be one of the few Maui guys, given a little pressure, just everyone rooting for you, but it's awesome. I feed off it as well. It's just so nice to have all your friends and family around, and then surfing in an event that's this prestigious while sleeping in your own bed. It's lucky. Not a lot of people get to do that.
We're coming into the last heat of round 1, heat 4. Huge names in this thing. Guys like Koa Rothman, Anthony Tashley coming over from Santa Cruz. You got Nacho from Spain, Shane Dorian. You got Ian Walsh. This could be the best heat of the round.
With 30-mile-an-hour trade winds out here, it is extremely dangerous. Kai Lenny right here, nice, beautiful drop. Wow, look at that. He got a ton of air under his board, but I love how he stayed over the deck of his surfboard and reconnected. So that's going to be a nice start for Kai. Shano, perfectly right behind the button there. Comfortable start. He didn't get waxed and pushed through the inside. That'll calm the nerves right away.
Walsh now dealing with the wind, drops in straight, doesn't want to get anything underneath.
That was amazing. It's hard to even kick out today without getting airborne. Beautiful wave there from Ian Walsh. He made that look way too easy.
32-year-old Ian Walsh from Haiku drops in, negotiates the wind. Big airdrop, pulls into the barrel. It's massive, and he goes down. What a throaty call right into the, and it spits. Spectacular wave.
That was a crazy wave, and he's going to have to wear that on the head. The ski could not pick him up in time. So let's keep an eye on him. He's getting rolled right now underwater. Mentally, he's trying to stay calm there. He just popped up.
and right now it's about saving himself.
Now the ski is going to have a shot to grab him. I know he didn't complete that ride, but it's still going to be a great score. He handled a really hefty drop, got air, and then controlled his equipment by actually grabbing that inside line, that rail, and pulling into the barrel. That will not be overlooked.
Felt like a pretty good double up on the wave, and I could see the line kind of horseshoeing at me. And I felt like if I just held my line, I would get up into the barrel. And I tried to adjust, but it just hit my back shoulder, I think. And I feel like I didn't penetrate at all when I hit the water, just spinning on the face. And then it was like a long, slow over the falls. Kind of just focused on holding your breath and getting to the surface. Nothing else really matters. It's really violent.
I've had that taste for bigger waves from a young age. I've always dreamt, you know, and I would always kind of measure every wave I'd catch. Like, oh, this year I caught a 15-foot phase. Next year I'm gonna catch a 20-foot phase. You know, I've always like dreamt of going a little bigger and a little bigger.
Wow, commitment plus from Kai Lenny. And there is some of that special athletic ability that Dave Kalama has been talking about.
There's nobody that spent more time on the water than Kai Lenny. I'll put money on it. He's always in the water, whether it be kiting, windsurfing, stand-up, foiling, body surfing. This guy's just, he loves the water. His passion for the water is so pure.
Riding waves is kind of the most important thing that I could ever think of in my life. I surround my whole life around it.
Kai Lenny is taking off once again. His last score, a 7.77, and he is really starting to find his place in this lineup.
Kai's building momentum right now. You can see it with another wave right after the one he just got. That means his confidence is growing.
Really nice line there for Cobb. Oh my Lord. He got underneath his surfboard, and as soon as you detach from the face of the wave, you're at the mercy of whatever that wind's gonna do to you. I mean, you're literally flying. The whitewash picked the driver off the ski. As soon as you get sideways in one of these waves, it will roll you within a second. They recovered the ski, and Ko is safe. Knifing late drop there from Ian Walsh. He basically hardly paddled. He just swung around and got to his feet. That was amazing.
There is your winner of the last heat, Ian Walsh, local boy. The 32-year-old standout is looking good.
Ian Walsh takes it down, was out the back, got the bombs, was on the best waves of the heat, and he takes it down. He's #1 through that heat, and he's gonna get on through the semis.
This is the first time that we've been able to stage the Piahi Challenge, a paddle event at just the most notorious big wave surf spot on the planet. The lineup is amazing. Well, going into this final, it's really hard to pick a winner because you've got local boys like Billy Kemper and Albie Lair.
This is it right here in big wave surfing. I'm definitely here to win. I want to win.
This is where I lived my entire life and been watching people surf Jaws like as long as they've been surfing it big, pretty much.
But then you've got one of the best big wave surfers of all time, arguably the very best, Shane Dorian, and he's hard to bet against. Before the contest started, he rode one of the best big waves I've ever seen, just falling out of the sky.
Piahi Challenge in its first ever showing here at Jaws is looking forward to seeing the best big wave chargers go for the ultimate prize. Greg Long takes on Gabriel Villaran, Ian Walsh, Billy Kemper, Albie Lair, and Shane Dorian.
This is an extremely stacked final. It is really tough to pick just one name and say, yeah, for sure, this guy's gonna win. I love the fact that we have a good mix.
It takes a certain kind of human to throw themselves over the ledge on a wave of consequence, a wave that quite easy can take your life.
Amazing day. Everyone's surfing incredibly well, and historic day in big wave surfing. It's been a long time coming,
And now waiting for the horn to sound, it is official. The first ever final, the Piahi Challenge has started.
Whoever wins this is pretty much hands down the best big wave surfer in the world.
In the white, Albie Lair, local boy, airdrop on the takeoff. Forced to straighten out on a bomb, and he goes down.
Paddling into this one, look at how bumpy and challenging that wave is.
The whole bluff applauds Albie's fearless effort to charge. He pops up, and he'll start off this final in the lead. Now spinning late under the lip, Ian Walsh gets taken out on the takeoff. Board flying to the sky with the wind. So he'll start out with a wipeout. Next wave looks like it'll be Maui's Billy Kemper. He's got a nice little runway into this one, a beautiful line. He's gonna pull in, standing tall, he gets blown out. Billy Kemper kicking out of a huge cavern.
Everybody in the lineup was so pumped for him. He's got the fire inside of him right now. He's been looking great all day.
a new heat leader. We're going to have Billy Kemper into the X-Zone range to kick off his role in the final at the PA Heat Challenge. He's been one of the guys to beat ever since that first heat of the morning in round 1, heat number 1.
Amazing final playing out here.
This is the closest wave to Albie's house. He grew up and saw Laird and Dave Kalama prepare in the early days. He was destined for this moment to be in the first ever paddle-in final here at the PA Heat Challenge.
The Albie Laird, he is notorious for sitting on that west bowl.
Paddling now with a lot of momentum. Albie Laird, weightless on the takeoff. Controls it down to the bottom. He wants to slow down to pull into the pit. Gets right in the pocket, and he's puffed out. More waves out the back. Former Eddie Aikau champ Greg Long locks in. A beautiful line. Total control. This thing's starting to open up. And he'll just trim that thing to safety. Still a ton of walls. He steers that big wave gun into the channel. So now Greg Long, after a long wait, gets on the board. What was your favorite part, Potts?
Yeah, just how calm and cool he is. I mean, look, he just drives off the bottom, gets his position, and then just, look at that. Smooth as silk.
Maui boys absolutely taking over with more waves on the way. Billy Kemper, a huge drop, total control. Now it's starting to open up. The section lands on his back. He hangs on for a moment.
A wild ride. Whitewater takes him down there. It's just impossible to hang on. Once that whitewater touches you, it's like an avalanche. Scores though, Joe, have a look at this. Looks like Billy Kemper, 2 good scores.
And they're already starting to celebrate. And it was Kemper getting that quick start as we count this one out with an 8 and a 6.77. Local boy growing up on the beach at Ho'okipa, Billy Kemper takes the win at the first ever PA Heat Challenge.
And a massive shout out to Billy Kemper. A local boy has taken out this event.
Billy Kemper, Maui boy, PA Heat champion. This is a dream come true, bro. I'm literally just blown away right now. This doesn't even feel real. I want to dedicate this to my brother. I wouldn't be here without him. I was just serving with Shane Dorian, Greg Long, Ian Walsh, Gabriel Villeron, and my best friend Albie Laird. Like, me and Albie grew up out here. This is our backyard, and I love everyone. Thank you guys for making this happen, and it's a dream come true.
Billy, congratulations. You have $25,000 for your win today. Also, you got an Aqua Racer, Tag Heuer watch that you'll be taking home. This one here, every time you're at the kitchen and you look up there, you get to remember this day. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
So on behalf of our entire broadcast team, we want to say thank you for watching the PA Heat Challenge. Congratulations, Billy Kemper.